Ebza for high GC News. Mima Obibia Akwaba Ahade latest hot nkwa enamede Bremo. Enuti se wunya subscribe to channel dia bomodia se obe subscribe. Dobe ya se obe click the subscribe button no. Na wabele notification no. We ansa video fufuru bia be upload no. When the first person at one sa ebe kan sa video. Afi we are na like video no. Give us a thumbs up na afi share ma wo fufuru so na when you be here na wo hu and someone ekoso ewo Ghana memo. Afi intente mara yembura ye and someone abeto yepno so Anno Dompreh na ne ho akadwa mu ni sema wodi tudwa eno na ye Kevin Taylor keti areactia wadan sem do na ready na no na kopechebija ensem bebraba we na ye Kevin Taylor ede na yere ho nsem so aba betudwa Bungalow bia ban ede ama no ho nsensem ama keti a report se orafo no wan twa wanani enkohwe de ekoso ewo honom na Kevin de ensem do na ara atudwa ententemara yenko na kachi na yenkuti ensem ye Kevin Taylor de tudwa yenti ni nsem no
Anno Dompreh the silly minority. Omo Jimmy Papa. I mean, Mike and I'm fan. This is the silly minority. Very silly and stupid. The silly minority, this is how they speak. This is what we have been saying all this while say. When we say the silly minority, this is what we call the silly minority. Very silly and stupid. They speak like they are daft. They speak like animals. So MFR was very right, and MFR will be right every day. The silly minority, no, any kwasiafo no munie. Now, maminjuja bibi munchiro. Yase Anno Dompreh ka asembi. Asemni nie, bumiyankotie Anno Dompreh ni Jimmy Kasano.
So we MPP ni mapa. Now we got to say MPP 4 and now say MPP ni any NDC ni ekwa. Bua MPP ni no na yembu NDC ni. We are giving the EC 1 week. 1 week, 7 days. The EC must come and declare our candidate as the winner of the presidential election. If the NDC led by Mahama Agyarko will not be reasonable, no matter Ablekumanov, based on all the evidence available, no more margin somebody to trust them, they will continue. They are not going to allow the EC to collect.
You see, it is like I said, the minority, the silly, stupid, piglet minority group. I a mistake. No. This is Anno Dompreh or your MP. On say Anno Dompreh can say we yenya Council of LWA or MPP bu manin kan bibia. On say won't so bia kan say bibia. Says MPP ni ko hu NDC nia on bununkuno. And this is a fool in Parliament telling you and I so you're honorable. Ni num kan kind bo. Kwasia wage in the Parliament every day. And you know the funny thing? You and I, we are paying this pig. And you see, Adia Yana say, I saw for Mutini or Monsa Bawumia so. I saw for Musomi MPP, I saw for. I saw for Mutigan or Musomudi, Omopenukre, any of my Yanchichini ye, Emu Peace Council, Emu Christian Council. I am for Cassia Musomudi, Omukasa, Ubian Kebi, Omunine Kwasia Kasawi, Ubia Kanatuachum. Adentra, one of the piglets. A some way, anka NDC ni MP ne ko bie na no kan sa asem we ya anka yenya ohene kwasie bi manakasa yenya sofo kwasie bi akasa yenya panyini kwasie bi akasa adentra MPP ni ne NDC ni ne kan ye. But it's because it is one of them, because it is coming from the NPP and a member of Parliament onim ni faith. As we sit here, Anno Dompreh is not a legitimate member of Parliament. Anno Dompreh during the election on any MPP for a bobi a tribute to the constituency a kuni to chene sakwasiawi ebe sin the investigations cry ye Anno Dompreh ni MPP for bobi to kuno ade anche akwa we beka kire Ghana for say JJ Rawlings medra Anno Dompreh any group o leadi omo no beka asasem no ebetena radio so ka kire say an samala bugina paka na emom no na free gallery ni me bae. 2 days ade achia wasako jele constituency catch Ghana for say so be ehu NDC ni a ombuni nkuno kwasia we da ho te parliament. Why? How did we get here as a people? These are fools. We momo Jimmy. And I don't have any respect for any of them. You see, MPP for them parliament one. One kasa do any fema. Nyanseni be pani wom for any fem. MPP for them parliament is ano. Udi we ni fem sa minority 88 ma. Nyanseni ben ende. Asemesi wo MPP party mu wo parliament. Nyanseni ben pani wom obekasa abubejai. Madam PJ Abedan, one of the crooks, a very dirty old woman, entertaining foolishness. Omututu table no jina ho, wakane to atwem, and wakane siesi so, and I was saying kwarane twitwi table no. Because ne bank on ne bangu abrochire. Because baby at the city no, sebio nipa dodo no wo ho no, o the table show omutim ko mbeto ama no. Into hu Ghana fo se nyina ye Jimmy. Into sa 88 for no mugu parliament no. For woni fam. Hwe so be hu nyansani ba ko wo ma, obetuma asori akasa se obi anye din, ebi wom, ebi nim. They are the silly minority. The seriously crazy silly minority, no. And that is why we need to know, say, pathway. No intelligent person should give them that room to come close to power again. When you look at the opposite, share NDC, no, share Nipa Omuwom, share how they conduct themselves. Put aside, say, I am happy the NDC is in power, and I campaign very hard because I know NDC a Papa Chair MPP for them to come to power. Put everything. Now look at the NDC majority leader. Sheno, Nano Kasa, the composure, the respect of Okuta. So who in their right senses will get up and say MPP 88 to 100 nyansa. Why? And Okasa ofori. So we the nimi nyamunti we the esro. Why? Befesa wangata tenase. Now we analysis no. And NPP 88 way. Why not to me jina okasa oh we there you ferry anymore. Why? In giantization. Nyansa, none of them it me pia bonta Anno Dompreh, it is enough. Emefa was right. They are in support of this foolishness. And you expect Ghanaians na omokoto abatia MPP no to come back and say most ankwasiafo ya pese to me. Ghana ni ben enim nyansa obesa tam to me amankwasiafo we. Wa obetam to me ama we no we Jimmy. Because since Omuluzu power, they have not shown anything be a chile so nyansa. We a member of parliament now be one no kasa asem you expect me to respect you? You expect the taxpayer didn't seek edema jantra for any woman to give you respect? Because as someone Anno Dompreh kind your gun any simple gun any be in a kaya and kedina court. So why hasn't the IGP invited Anno Dompreh? Because Dampare is a political IGP. The CID boss Ojina Hushem and or the Inkufana him or Titiniachi. And I don't even know why John Mahama and the NDC are taking so long to sack this group of people. Why are they still in office? I don't even know why the NDC have taken so long. Because the day John Mahama occupied office, now go see a PAM CID or boss, no, only the first person can PAM no. Said IGP na mo investigated the crime. I was saying a CID boss, the first day mo PAM the free. What is that woman doing there? Occupying space and taking money on unnecessary things. And we sit in Ghana and we entertain these 88 fools. This justifies, say, these people are the silly minority. It justifies it. And be being what bet my catch them here. Ebema margin sister say, Inkofo we Jimmy and they don't have to come close to power. Now, I won't say, when you study the MPP very well, especially Anno Dompreh and Afenyo Markins, they have issues with a oral. Now, the reason why they have issues with Okujato and oral, and say, those people are in serious land grabbing, and I say they are serious land thieves and government facility thieves. Also recently, Okujato Ablakwa approached another Afenyo Markins. Ever since the 99 years, as I say, we are on count one, he's still moving around and speaking like a madman. The issue say waje futu for asase for 99 years no we jai eno onko ho because that junior say futu for the Jimmy onim say oh we the moment time ebetwam, and that is how they see Ghanaians. Now my mention akwa we Anno Dompreh. Anno Dompreh, and this goes to the oral team. I will officially send an email to the oral team. And this is very important to Ghana for. So I to say Anno Dompreh na Parliament. Now I'll fight the oral team. And I say oral now, there's a reason. Now, you see this woman. The din ede Barbara Anno Dompreh. Anno Dompreh nansia na oware no. Now woman we oye juma of Parliament. So oni Anno Dompreh e date ya of Parliament. Enti oye obi beka say oye public servant. Oye aban ejumani. Because sa lady we very arrogant lady. Ombu obia okasate say the wabodam. Sa lady we. Okasate say sebu toilet gunenum. Ope one arrogant woman is this lady. Etina Anno Dompreh enenene da odino e Parliament. I know a certain girl Anno Dompreh na wa wanje. That lady approached me to tell me to speak on it. Or the akwara ne nyina be kire me. Kwasia we anje e ma lady no. She's now frustrated. Now this lady, one arrogant person. Yekase will be a filthy arrogant, disgusting, despicably arrogant. Sir, lady we, your friend Barbara. It's not Anno Dompreh din wa Parliament. I'm going to change, but now you're more Parliament. It's technically or a civil servant. Now, lady we, because or a civil servant in tea, your man government bungalow. What Trasacco inside. In fact, that area no, your friend no Trasacco George's Estate. Trasacco George's Estate. The government gave this woman a government bungalow to live in. Now, sa bungalow no bungalow number 26. This goes to the oral team. You people just need to visit that place. Maybe chere mu de ekoso say be ya mu bebusa Anno Dompreh say oni Barbara we say what is going on because they are married now. It no dig away na emu anu be ware ye we ja Kevin the okatansem no hwe kotia da breku album ehon de bobeti wombom onyaminti ehon de ore be ho bibia be fire ma upie fru da ro se nsu to aha de ye dwudwam enti na Anno Dompreh di no e Parliament no. And omni nemua no mo be ware. Now okay, say away Barbara, arrogant Barbara. This, you have something for me? The team no, they are adding something to it. Okay. Into Trasacco George's Estate, they gave this woman Udu Trasacco George's Estate Yamamami way government bungalow. Now, what happened was that into Anno Dompreh ware 2020, and sa bungalow near the amono, yadama lady no. Oni Anno Dompreh renti an apartment. It was sa estate ho. Oral, listen. Oni Anno Dompreh renti another apartment. Estate number 26. Bronsign. Omo renti private apartment Bronsign. And mami we Barbara we no. Ojai government bungalow ni man ebusuafo. And oni Anno Dompreh etukotna bungalow nim. Ekotna private estate nim ewo Trasacco wa. Okay. Now this is the private estate, mami fanchiro. So this is the house. Omo renti ye. Time na ya this government bungalow na mama no. Or this bungalow na I was say or trim every time no. Instead say or this bungalow ni be ma buying back. Say you see oni Anno Dompreh worry. Now Oma renti another apartment just in that neighborhood which is $4,300 a month no. This lady did not give the bungalow back to government. The lady kept the bungalow and then moved her family, her sisters, and her cousins into the bungalow. It's government bungalow na ono no etu akọ eye apartment enye sika pay $4,000 a month no. Instead of her to release the bungalow, she actually gave the bungalow to her family. And on Anno Dompreh etu kotena sa dan we mu e the same neighborhood. Number 26, oko eye Trasacco George's estate. Anno Dompreh rented down way. Until right after election 2020, omuluzu elections no. They started to move things around. They realized that no, they cannot afford the $4,000 a month building way. So what they decided to do, they decided to move back into the bungalow, but not into the bungalow. The bungalow now by the man, there was another house that was next to the bungalow. Now cheaper than this one, and rente to remember. Now this one now. Omoko renti no $4,300 a month no. Aban sisa 2020 no. And omo say right now no they need to start moving things around. Into omo free ha no. And sa government bungalow no. The man lady your friend Barbara no. What they did was that there was a building next to that bungalow. A private property and a bungalow no a share wall. Now Oral, listen to me. This is Anno Dompreh's wife. She also works at Parliament. She still has access to that bungalow. Now see what is happening. Tomorrow, Oral should go to this place. This one, she works at Parliament. Friend Barbara, Anno Dompreh. One can say you want to go visit her bungalow. Now, the funny thing they say, sa bungalow no, any property be no oma rent here, any bungalow no bon no. What they have done is that they have broken the wall now at that bungalow no any property no oma rent no omo buwo no and omo serious renovation to put the two buildings together. Tonight they are renovating. Nkofo gumu ye juma. Go there. Now the question is, dan na ban bungalow. Wa we civil servant. Utumi bubu bungalow no. Esa to another property a bungalow no e kan nyina bom to rebuild it and renovate it to become your own. The question I'm asking is say Barbara no sa bungalow na aban de man no bungalow no wata na why na ton bungalow ni man no aban bungalow oni ni kunu Anno Dompreh dan na mutumi ebu sa wo na da private property ni bungalow no and they are doing serious renovation metumi video. Remember me team na Kwaku video actually, but I'm telling the oral team to go there because I want them to ask this Barbara Anno Dompreh say that bungalow who gave her the right to add it to a private property. It's a state property. I'm sorry. Into Barbara way. Because we more Parliament in this dynamano. Sa area hono JJ Rawlings and a total in Sasano and OCC government bungalows CC so send a civil servant will get bungalows to live in. It will go sa area hona there are a lot of houses a dosun nina ya buying bungalows. Into this lady got opportunity to get access to one. Sa time I demand Anno Dompreh dino omunemu ano mo be ware. It don't worry, and I'm rent another apartment. And a girl on the jai bungalow ni man ebusia for. Inti omakotina apartment they were paying $4,300 a month. 2024 power sign no because before power change in 2024 I realized that abi omanya faster because they saw said NPP was going to lose. And Anno Dompreh news say why to nyoma ye asikasembe problem. Na wanya nyoma ntem so a dynamo beji. Into omo free sa apartment yam de chiremu we no they left this apartment when no mutual $4,300 no they left that place and then what George's estate number 26 no so they stopped paying the $4,300. Now they moved back to the original bungalow na Edema Barbara no and that bungalow no there is a house next to it and omo ye den omo to sa dan no Anno Dompreh to sa dan no and what they did was that as we speak, they have broken the wall that separates the two buildings, and they are not renovating the two buildings together as one building. Now, my question: omo de air building omo ankasa personal property ene omo edan omo toy no why na more omo sa right no to take over government property and to build, to change the plan, to add it to a private property. We want to ask Anno Dompreh, and this goes to oral. And I want Okujato Ablakwa, Mr. Kofi Boakye, Martin Kwebu, Mr. Dumelivo. I want you guys to go call this lady, your friend Barbara. Onye Anno Dompreh, you don't know. Mon friend or Parliament. Now, Mumusan say, your bungalow, are you doing any serious renovation? Why are you doing renovation? Is that your right? Why have you broken the bungalow down to add it to a private property? Is it yours? Did anybody sell it to you? Who sold that government property to you? Enti ebusa Anno Dompreh a simple question. Monday, I am officially going to petition Ayedian Oral. I want them to call this woman, go to Trasako, George's Estate. Namumusa Barbara say, government bungalow ben or team, onfa a dino. Oral, go there. Meno kasa na jui renovations require so den ken omo budana tuogu omo buwo no and omo the property na join it private property and Anno Dompreh de ye ne adan AC castle kwasia ojira social media ka say MPP fo nkoku MP NDC fo Anno Dompreh kwasia we. I am giving oral till Tuesday. They need to send a group. In fact, they don't have to even work too much. They should call Barbara to lead them to her house. Because on record, Barbara is living in a government bungalow. Let all go there and see what Barbara is doing. Anno Dompreh onene yere. Osemeboa. I am personally going to send a petition to Oral that this needs to be done. Renovation, baby, they can't change anything. To property, a government property, and bu and boom and sini mansion. Assassin ya mene wodia. Bungalow ni ya mene wodia. Teacher ni betuma kwatena ho. Lawyer, police ni betuma kwatena ho. Aban adwuma ni bia betuma kwatena ho. This lady is breaking it down to build a mansion on it. Samoko one enya lokura mo beka nkyere me. I am going to show you videos from Monday. But I want Oral to know this. Mr. Dumelivo, Mr. Kofi Boakye, Okujato Ablakwa Honorable, Mr. Kwebu, and then who again? The ball is in your front. Monfra Barbara, go to her house. Official bungalow. Namubusa say, Adena Obubu bungalow na or they are joining private property. You wanna be da ho ama Oral. Mo amuti area ho. Sir, Lady Barbara, we change a year house helps by 15. Or to be tuned to Sugu house help in him. She didn't know say one of her house helps no name relative. Sir, Lady we change house helps. I was if you obey 15 times. Sir Barbara no or to be tuned to Sugu house help in him. Anno Dompreh. She's able to spit. But no name say one of the house helps in my cousin. And I was watching. Now me show mo. Now mo mistreating my cousin because I stay in there. I want to know what is happening. O to be to Siogu house helping him. Barbara na Anno Dompreh ware no. A filthy woman. But it's simple. I want Oral to question her. No mon kwasa ni fie ho because on record she has been given a government bungalow. A child person catch say a man government dying. She has been given a government bungalow. At the end, the or they are joining a private property. Simple. They were paying $4,300 or some apartment. I'm the chiremo. Sa property na one next, they were paying $3,500. Anno Dompreh was paying that much. Anno Dompreh make a change says, "Sir, apartment now and the we budi abekano or maybe say new rado chasing." Now kwasi afo to Parliament, instead of them to ask serious questions, they are asking about somebody's rent. You bet you be a rent and it will be a sasia we are. Now, yanko yenim the silly minority. Me shirt today full 9 shirt, right? Yeah. I mean, yeah, photo shoot kakra. Girls, no, obi anye radio. Kevin be photo shoot. Akwa me hucha. Girls, no muju challenge tem, munya ntem. The silly minority, munya ntem. Embra. Ujame kwa. Embra girls, no. Daddy, Zazie is here. Hey, Baltimore, Zazie is here. Girls, man, Embra. The silly minority, t-shirt, nanani. Mama Nembra, yeah, Modoa, Wega. Unsha kwada, wabodam. Shout to could be $100. Unyebia send you a message, a bro original. I watch it. $100. Solid pa, now won't tell my chef on that. Akwaya or yeah, advert to a TikTok or so, or toncast, grass and brack. Way a brack and grass. Akwaya or tontonka or a TikTok or say nekano grass and bracky. Way a brack and crassy. A crassy and bracky. Weja is aqua toncast working. What I don't know. I make a way the mamusha roof now grass that so and it's a brack tinted. I wish a brack and crassy. Weja across the bleach, across the liver. All right. $100. Jefu. Hey, me konan dem $1,000 bishem who? And from there too. And the mini paper man $15,000 is a fan home. Hey, in Gravoni be was go. Obama if you also Kevin take 15,000, my friend. Say also take. And one I'm a I'm born. Number one of the shah 15,000 or that chame. But not from grand in grand for or me nipa say short man and one crying because some them $10,000 now and start be short man. My mistake a crabia two no. All right. Now mommy and quit nam you got to be munchram. Brack and grass. I wear brack and crassy. Across the blade and across the liver. The brown blade is above the water. Now, my main MD sir in Komowe, yes, see in Parliament. I had a minority in Parliament, the micro silly minority, no. In Kwasiadia Omokoya in the Parliament, no. Speaker Albert Bagbin, 8BA committee, Omo Air investigations. Ewo Air in Kwasiadia is your parliamentar. Air wager for MP, no, Jerry. Bema we using the true. And opa osore odi blade tete ne hwena no otumi yi tata blade na ode tete na bodwe time ye ni abre ye foka akodwuma no na ode de kwase tete na bodwe Jerry we jagba we for MP no sa kwase pay first time in Parliament of twa no ho an ho kan pokre kakra bon no ho rexona kakra won ho sunlight any pokle na osawo medisoft bema baako now Omudi nkwasi asem of Parliament we and Speaker Bagbin say we be a committee a sa committee no entena se na omontoto obia no ohobia no na yenhwe de odifo na yema emra no nye adwuma ana say yentwe nipa naso ana nipa kuofo no yentwe omaso. In Parliament, the silly minority led by the silly Afenyo Markins and the silly Anno Dompreh were there. The majority too were there. They all agreed that a committee should be put together to investigate what happened during the vetting. Abo Osun and the Takrason. Some were 188 members in Parliament. Now we're 88. I don't expect or you don't expect me to share the same seat with you. Kami abua. Inti Alban Bagbin say Abo Osun and Takrason inti NDC for no enko for obviously. Ebe do adas chin kwasi for no. Now the funny thing is Alban Bagbin setting up committee we know. From the beginning, the NPP could have opted out and said, say, we don't even want to volunteer anybody to sit on the committee to listen to incident and to gather evidence. But the funny thing is, the Afenyo Markins minority, or the silly minority, actually went ahead, agreed to what the speaker said, and said, you know what, we are going to get our people to sit on the committee to interrogate or investigate the matter so that we can come to an amicable conclusion. So from the day Alban Bagbin set it up and as the assembly about Parliament, if the NPP, the silly minority, had the problem, they wouldn't have even in the first place be part of the committee. But you know the funny thing, these little twerps, these silly minority, they agreed, they sat down, they concurred, and they said, yes, we need to also bring our people to sit on the committee to question people on what actually happened during the vetting. And for them to even nominate representatives to sit on the committee is basically admitting that what Alban Bagbin has said or what Parliament has arrived is the best thing for both sides. It's Afenyo Markins as the leader of the silly micro minority. They actually got people to go sit on the committee. Now, the hearing started. People were being called. Minority members were being called. Statements were being taken. People came and made statements. People came and corrected facts. People came and gave a vivid explanation of what actually transpired. Time ana adieno esia omububu table Anno Dompreh kwasi ampenyi ne omomaka no entokwa esi ewo vetting nase. Halfway the vetting, from the statements and also from the accounter in fact, the majority leader, respected majority leader, took time off and came to sit before the committee and told the committee, the people who were there, in fact, the clerk to that committee came there, spoke, gave her vivid part of the story. Workers of Parliament who were there, in fact, the marshals, which is Parliament police leader, any committee vetting place and almost part of the story. They gave vivid explanation and accounts of what transpired. And the funny thing is, the NPP minority, that is the silly micro minority, still had their representatives sitting, questioning, and listening. And no alone, say the NPP had admitted or agreed to be part of this process. Now, maybe you don't know something. Now, sir, committee where Alban Bagbin put it together. No, it's a committee that has powers at the High Court in Ghana. So you cannot underestimate that committee. In fact, when you walk to that committee and insult them and they say you have to be jailed, you can go to jail because when they sit like a high court. In fact, so time Ghana constitution now, let me show you something here. When you read the constitution of Ghana, now we share committee na Alban Bagbin at the Parliament standing orders and embra etiena. Okay, Ghana constitution na ewo muchodo say sa committee na Afenyo Markins from the beginning ejitu mu say MPP for bekwa kotenem atoto nkofo ano ma yehu nokure no. They admitted said that committee has powers like the High Court. It is already chapter 10, the legislature, which is 103 committees of Parliament. So Parliament committee some of the committees and as a committee it has powers as the High Court. Ewo power to say High Court. Now, so already 103 Committee of Parliament, this is what the Constitution says. Anytime catch will say, it is not personal. It is about the facts and explaining to Ghanaians why Jandam, I was here stoppage Jandam. Anything at this platform is big. We get a lot of people coming on this platform to listen. Already Constitution of Ghana, this is what it says. A committee appointed under this article shall have powers rights and privileges of the High Court or a justice of the High Court at a trial. 4A. Enforcing the attendance of witnesses and examining them on oath, affirmation, or otherwise. B. Compelling the production of documents. And C. Issuing a commission or request to examine witnesses abroad. Inti almost a committee we Ghana Constitution say. So almost tenasia almost to me so almost be obiama na betina omunim atoto na no. Omo to me say omo betumi aka kire say ye hian krata we fa breye. Omo kura betumi asoma ma yakọ abrochire ama yakọ ka akototo obia no akọje ayanse adanse e de aba be support dwumadi omudi no. Omo wo to me to say High Court e wo Ghana omo tenase a omo betumi aye the High Court eye nyina. Enti sa committee na Alban Bagbin ejina eye Parliament mraso chapter chapter 10 the legislature over 102 committee of Parliament dear Alban Bagbin ejina so the tis committee no wo to me to say High Court and it's hard to me no ombetime subpoena ombetime ka say by force but na ho ne embusa won sam ombetime ka say wo kodefi ase ombetime ka say wo ya te secretary bi wo ho bra na betena so na gire secretary anim omobetumi e wo se okotena omonim a e wo se wudi nsie. You need to take an oath. It is okotena mu na wudi nsie it is wako wura court a wudi nsie assembly a wo bekebia no ye betumi di afa ho ebu fo anase ye de afa ho eja ama wako anase ama de afa ho edi. So this committee now wo hu nsa no are the majority leader, the clerk to the vetting committee, and other people like the marshals of Parliament, and some MPs. It is basically a High Court. But remember, don't forget. Say committee we no from the day Alban Bagbin Parliament G2 the NPP from day one nominated people to sit on the committee, meaning they agreed and they respected the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. That is why they agreed to put their people on the committee. So from the day the NPP had representatives sitting on the committee, hearing and questioning, the NPP silly minority, they have automatically adhered or are part of this process, and that they need to respect the court procedure. Iti sa committee no juma mu dini nyina no e court juma. It says stay with me, Mr. P, stay with me. It is a fraud committee in anim. Now we decide and also we decline here. And to say High Court after I will say won't call. That's contempt. You can go to jail. Tie. Makai kra tachro. Mama wati asiye. Eyadien sa committee we now. My unfa Parliament. Na mention standing orders no. What it says emphatically about this eyadien committee. Yenjujum na Ghana fo nyina hu no kura na mame biem. When the new standing orders are our Parliament no. Mame chiro the committee we unique and has the powers to say the High Court of Ghana. It is a obika say ndonko committee anymore. Sa High Court no the right to subpoena or that High Court has the right to take decision to say High Court. That committee. Now, so we read the new standing order Parliament document we are mame kan chiro. First one I'm kind no na the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. Now I am going to read parliamentary new standing orders. Parliament mra the Kafa committee no ho. Or say change in membership of committees. Now the change in membership of committees it's not important. So ready baby the red line atwa. Let me enlarge it so that you can read with me. No, let me read it for you to hear. I think most of you can see it. Or say general powers of committees. One can say committee of committees. Article 1036 of the Constitution. Parliament has infused the Constitution in their standing orders. Meaning every committee that Parliament puts together what the powers it derive or it gets its powers from the Constitution. It drags its strength from the article of the Constitution's article. It drags its strength from the Constitution. So when a committee in Parliament sits, they sit as a high court because the constitution, that is the mother document, it recognizes the standing orders, and I say parliamentary standing orders, and our committees in Parliament say a high court. Until when Parliament puts together a committee, it is equally as powerful as a high court. And it's na oko parliamentary standing orders, general powers of committee, Article 103(6), which is of the Constitution, 212, where your parliamentary document almost say a committee shall have powers, rights, and privileges of a high court or a justice of the high court at a trial to enforce attendance of witness and examining them under oath. Almost they can force you to sit and force you to take an oath and answer questions. The committee now who is simple, sano, they can demand, say, come and sit down, take an oath and give us answers. It has the same powers as the high court. Now, the same committee now, constitutionally recognized, I'll say, can compel the production of documents. Sa committee will be to will say, kofan krata bibra, and you cannot resist. Because you are under oath and the constitution recognizes the standing orders of Parliament. Parliament standing orders respect the bigger law of the land, which is the constitution. This article in the parliamentary orders, it derives its strength from the Constitution of the Republic of Ghana. When you disrespect the committee, you have disrespected the Constitution of Ghana, and the Constitution of Ghana says, so parliamentary committee, it is a high court. So when you see the minority sit in Parliament and agree with the Speaker of Parliament and agree, say, we need to have a committee which the Constitution recognizes and the standing orders of Parliament recognizes. Now later, minority leaders say we are not going to show up because in their head they think, say, the chairman of that committee is biased. If you even go to court and you think the judge is not being fair, you cannot just say, I'm not going to go to court. The procedure to do that is there. You need to write to the Chief Justice to tell the Chief Justice that this judge is being biased and that change him. But you cannot say, when the judge sits down, you will ignore the sittings. No. The moment you do that, you have gone against the constitution of the land. When committee minority, now say minority show up, and this is the reason they are given listen to the minority reason. At the Kudientia committee na omu Parliament na omu decline and as omu disrespecting committees omu kotsano. Listen to their reason.
By declaring individuals culpable before they have even appeared before the committee, the chairman, Honorable Bediatuo, has demonstrated an unacceptable level of prejudice, rendering him unfit to continue in his role. His prior endorsement of disorderly conduct is in direct conflict with the responsibilities entrusted to him in this investigation. Given his publicly stated positions, he lacks the neutrality required to oversee a fair and balanced inquiry into the very conduct he has previously condoned. The clear conflict of interest further disqualifies him from chairing the committee. Amongst other things, he was quoted to have said that if anybody ventures or takes his seat, he was going to be the person. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, the gravity of this matter necessitates the appointment of an impartial and untainted chair who commands the trust of all stakeholders, including witnesses, members of Parliament, and the general public. The minority caucus strongly urges the immediate replacement of Honorable Emmanuel Bediatuo to restore credibility to the committee's work. Only through a fair, unbiased, and transparent process can we ensure that the findings of the committee are accepted and its recommendations duly implemented. We trust.
So, minority, committee ni status omo di edwuma no omo hwe say ye toton nkofo no a nkofo ka no kre no ehwa na quickly omo ka say omo leadership say mama obia nko enkoma answer adentira they have an issue with the chairman of the committee omo adwim no chairman ni NDC ni chairman no akan sembi omo tia kire say or a bias towards them. Now the issue here is say chairman no technically or the judge, one of the judges on this case is biased. Is it a press conference now? The Bekachere say you don't want to come before a committee that the constitution is empowering to take care of this issue? Now the question here is, who has the right to stop the committee that has been given the powers by the constitution to deliver a job? Does a member of parliament or a parliamentary leader, does anyone have the right to say, or best stop it a constitutionally put together committee juma in the interest of the people of Ghana? Because I would say almost press conference now, almost say almost withdraw, almost go before the committee. If we say almost who say Mr. Bezrana or the chairman of the committee no or bias. Technically, Mr. Bezrano or a lawyer now fundamentally so court to crana appeals court because maybe some appeals appeals court normally 3 judges netenase. Now say if you say one of the judges now with you appeal no or biased. Do you decide not to go to court again, or you use the right channel to tell the Chief Justice that you have a problem with one of the judges because you are beginning to see say or a bias? Do you stop going there, or you find the right channel to let the Chief Justice who appointed those judges to know say there's been a problem? Because as we speak today, Sa committee we know, when you want to make it put it in a legal form, the Speaker of Parliament, constitution man to me, emano etis our committee we no or not technically or yet the Chief Justice. So the committee ni BBC. Now so when you say obi ya bias, one of the judges here bias. Who do you go to? How do you go to the person who basically put the committee together for you to go before? Is it not the Speaker? Does any member of parliament have the right to stop anyone from going before the committee? Because the constitution says the committee, when it sits, it's like the high court. They can force anybody to come in front of them. As we speak, the list before the committee, technically, everybody is being forced to come before it. Can an individual or a member of parliament sit in parliament and say, don't go before the court? Is that member of parliament bigger than the constitution?
You waiting for waiting and somewhere KG a cavitilla ID atuja Anno Dompreh who sem na wode ne yere so abefrafra just a Bungalow bi akodi wan sa just a changes awana ya fa ho enu nyina na ye cavitilla de atuja war report ma ye ora for na Kevin de assemble na ara atuja. So we can subscribe ya bomodi ase obe subscribe to channel sanse had the latest hot nkwa ena me de bramo Afenyo we na wa like video na give us a thumbs up na afi share ma wo foforo so na wenye bi hwe na wo hu ensemo ekoso ewo Ghana memo hanum. Also betimi atchere wadwen afa some we nyina ho ewo comment box ni mu beti minkabium in my next video.
Thanks for watching. Like and share the video. You can also drop your comment. Please don't forget to subscribe. Click on the bell to turn on the notification.